Hey everyone, and welcome back to Elden Ring. In this episode, we are going to head south from Limgrave. But first things first, I did want to go to the Round Table Hold and upgrade the Twin Blade, which I believe we should be able to get it up to either a +3 or a +4 at this point. I'm pretty sure that I got some more smithing stones when I did that farming. And I also want to go over here and talk to Yura now that we have defeated the dragon Agheel, because he's the one that warned us and told us to not do it. And then he came and helped us, or we had the ability to summon him for his help. So I think it'd be interesting to go see if he has any more dialogue. So first thing, let's go to the Round Table Hold and see if we can get the Twin Blade upgraded. Rather than using the Bloodhound Fang, I do want to try to mix up the weapons and playstyles a little bit, but I still do want to mostly do sorceries and some attacking with weapons just one-handed. So one little trick now that we've unlocked the Round Table Hold, if we open the map and then if you hit Y using the PlayStation controller, Y using the Xbox controller, or triangle on PlayStation, it brings up the lists of sites of grace, and then you can hit X or square to automatically go to the Table of Lost Grace. If you don't do that, you have to kind of zoom out and then come over to this symbol, or it's all the way over here depending on how you're zoomed. So just to save you some time, if you go to Sites of Grace and then go to Round Table Hold, you can just quickly go there from anywhere on the map, other than dungeons, catacombs, things like that. So anywhere that you can fast travel from. And I don't believe anybody in here has any new dialogue because of defeating the dragon. So let's just come over here and talk to Hugh.
Well, where have you been hiding? I took you for dead. No matter, it's all the same. Lay out your arms then.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk to him about strengthening our armaments. And yeah, we do have enough, and it looks like we're going to have plenty of runes to be able to do this. So this will take us from a +2 to a +3. And we can go from a +3 to a +4 with 2 of the smithing stone level 2. And now we need 4. So we're a little bit short, but we're definitely going in the right direction. So good stuff. And from in here, once you go to the map, you can fast travel outside of the Round Table Hold at any point in time. So let's go back over here to Agheel Lake South and go talk to Yura. And once we do that, we will head south. Pretty sure he's over here. Yep, he is back over here. So I think he's only in that kind of canyon over there when we get invaded by the Bloody Finger Nereus. So let's go ahead and talk to Yura.
Beautiful work, felling that dragon, and as such, there's something you might like to know. The heart you brought back. It's used in dragon communion. If you should find yourself overcome by hunger for the heart, yearning for its strength, then seek the decrepit church on the little island off the western coast. You must not forget, though, those who partake in dragon communion will one day shed their humanity, their hunger for dragon, their yearning only worsens until the floodgates burst, unleashing eternal torment, the strength of a mighty dragon. Magnificent, but deadly. It's no surprise that dragon communion is ruinous. You must not forget, though, those who partake in their hunger for
Okay,
dragons.
so he is warning us about partaking in the dragon communion. So by consuming the hearts, we do get the power of dragons. However, there are drawbacks to that. I've never really done a whole lot of it, so I'm not exactly sure what happens, other than I do know that the more you eat, the more your eyes turn yellow. But I don't know if there's any other symptoms, drawbacks to consuming the hearts. So I will try to look into that as we get further into the game, and I will share that information with you as we're doing the playthrough. So for now, let's go ahead and head south. Just gonna peek over at my notes. I don't think there was anything else that I needed to do. There is not. Alright, so let's go over here. We've got another one of Godric's soldiers by this spirit spring. So we'll just go ahead and swing and miss, because that's what we do. Soldier's gauntlets. We are going to be heading down there to that bridge, but I think there might have been 1 or 2 items up here. Yeah. So we've got a golden rune 1, a whole whopping 200 runes. Every little bit helps. And we've got another one of these little bowls over here with the starlight shards. So let's go ahead and get that. And oh wow, that's really cool. So if we look at the map, you can see right down there is Kenneth Heights Fort. And then past that, if we look at our map this direction, we actually have a pretty clear view of Caelid. So we're going to be going there soon-ish. I mean, we still have all of the southern area and Stormvale Castle that we'll probably finish before we do anything in Caelid. So alright, so be careful on this bridge. There is a ballista in the middle, so as you get close, if you're within their firing range, they will shoot their giant ballista bolts at you. So we can take out these 2 guards here at the front. And unlike the archer at the beginning of Fort Height, this one is actually very dangerous, because that one, I believe, if I remember right, it just shot what was it, like 2 or 3 small arrows at a time. This one actually shoots the giant ballista bolts, so the ones with the hammers are pretty dangerous, so be careful of them. There we go. Okay, so what did we drop? Some bolts. And I can jump. Some more bolts. I think that over there by the side is a smithing stone 1 or 2. A smithing stone 1. Some more smoldering butterflies. And this here is another stone sword key. Let's see how many of those we have. We have 2 now. If I remember correctly, if you wanted to go to the fog doors in the round table hold, the one that was downstairs from where Hugh was at, I think you have to have 3 to get through all of the doors down there. So keep that in mind. That is something you can use them for, and we will eventually, but I'm not really interested in doing it quite yet. So alright, let's go ahead and rest. Let's take a look. Level up. So obviously the more levels that we gain, the more runes we need for the next level ups. So we now need 7,000 for the next one, so we'll keep an eye on that. We're going to be getting plenty of runes right now and throughout the game, so we'll just keep an eye on that and level up as we can. can't remember if I had mentioned it before or how we've talked about it, but I've got Faith and Arcane up to 10. Yeah, we put 1 in Vigor, and I'm planning on doing, like, just kind of rotating between that, Mind, and Endurance, and probably Intelligence until we get Endurance up to, like, 18 to 20, but we'll just kind of see as we go. Alright, so let's head over here to the path, and we have somebody to talk to, so let's go see what's going on.
Hello? Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please? My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander. I fear for father's life. The servants are full of wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you, would you mind taking a letter to my father at the castle? My soul wishes that he escape, even if his honor should be the price. Please. I just want him to be safe.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and deliver the letter for her.
Thank you, dearly. Then please, take this.
Okay, and then we got Irina's letter. We'll take a look at that in just a moment.
Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please. Please, if you wouldn't mind, deliver the letter. He can be stubborn, but I'm sure he'll come around.
Alright, let's take a look at what that letter is, or what it says. So it's a letter addressed to the commander of Castle Morn. Letter given by Irina, addressed to her father, the commander of Castle Morn. Gorgeous silken handkerchief, slightly stained with blood. Words can be made out within. So we don't really get to see what is inside the letter, but based on what she was saying, I kind of get the impression that it's she wants her father to leave because she doesn't want him to die or get hurt with what's going on at the castle. So we will see more about that later. As you can notice on the left-hand side of the screen, we can now summon our ashes if we wanted to. There are quite a few dogs around here, so be aware of them. Some hiding over in the bushes, so if you just kind of tap your R3 or the lock-on button, you'll be able to find them. I feel like there's another one over here that will try to sneak up on us. But there's also a guard. Like all of these guys got caught in some kind of an ambush, maybe. Like they were pulling this wagon, got these dogs, and then maybe that troll that was pulling the wagon. That's just my theory. I don't know if it's accurate or not. But we may or may not find out what's going on. We got a strip of white flesh. I don't think that we've seen that one yet. Yeah, I guess we have. It's just a crafting item. So we've got quite a few of the enemies that we have not seen yet. Oh, there's the dog. I knew that there was another one over here. Swing and a miss. So good at that. Another really good way to fight them if you're using like a sword and shield or any type of weapon and a shield is to hold the shield up and block as they jump. They're going to just jump into the shield and then kind of get knocked back, which gives you the opportunity to hit them. So okay, golden rune 2 there on that body. And there is an item up here in this chest. It's a new weapon called the Morning Star. So this is going to be another strike weapon similar to the flail, except it's just that spiked ball on a stick rather than with the chain. So let's take a look at that one. It does cause blood loss buildup at a rate of 50. Battle hammer comprised of a globe attached to a handle. Though a bludgeon dealing strike damage, the appellative star is covered in spikes which cause blood loss. Ironic, given its graceful name, this weapon often reeks of blood. And then it has the skill of kick. So this is actually a really good strike weapon if you wanted to use something like that. Okay, let's go ahead and take down these enemies here. See if we can get them with the arc. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so these are enemies that I had mistakenly called the demi-humans before. I had accidentally called them misbegotten. These enemies are the misbegotten. So we will be facing off against quite a few of them in this area for sure and throughout the game. So be ready for them. They're not super difficult. So we got another smithing stone, which is great. Go ahead and grab this rune 1. And we do have another scarab beetle up here. And he is on this side of the ball, so we'll just go ahead and cast our spell. There we go. And this one gives us Mighty Shot. That's going to be an Ash of War that we can use with a bow. So it grants skills and affinities usable on light bows and long bows. Mighty Shot. Archery skill performed from an oblique stance. Ready the bow, then pull the bowstring to its limit to enhance the power of the shot, penetrating the enemy's guard. Okay, and you can see there's another Knight Cavalry up there, and that's because it is getting to nighttime. So we do want to get to a Site of Grace pretty soon so that we can get it changed to morning so we don't have to deal with him yet. That one is very difficult. He has a 3-headed flail weapon, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's the one. So be very careful of him. So we will just kind of stick to this left wall here. And there is a Site of Grace just over here. So as long as you kind of stick to this side, you shouldn't get his attention. There's Spirit Spring and another merchant. So let's go ahead and rest, and we will change it to daytime. That way we don't have to deal with him at all right now. And then we'll go talk to the merchant. Alright, let's go ahead and pass the time to morning. And if you have enough runes, there are some items that we want to buy from over here. From this merchant. So let's go see what he has, and I will show you what my recommendations are.
Buying or selling?
And this one's not very talkative, so let's go ahead and see what he has for purchase. So he's got kukri. He has smithing stones level 1 and a level 2. He has another cracked pot, a stone sword key, bastard sword, a light crossbow, bolts and arrows, a couple of different shields, and an armor set. He's got the iron helmet, scale armor, iron gauntlets, and leather trousers. So for my practice account, I did pick up this armor set. I think it looks pretty cool, but I don't think that the damage negation is that much better than the Caden armor that I picked up from farming. So if you want to buy it, go for it. It's pretty easy to farm enough runes to get those if you'd like. But then he also has a note on demi-human mobs. So I am going to buy the note. There's also another medallion here. This one is the Crimson Amber medallion, and that's going to raise your maximum HP. And this is the one that we had the option to get as our starting gift at the beginning of the game. So let's go ahead and read it now. The Erd Tree's old sap becomes amber. treasured as the most precious of jewels in the age of Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. A primordial life energy resides inside. If you want to buy that one, go ahead. I probably will, just because I want to try and collect all of the talismans. I also like to purchase all of the smithing stones that I can and all of the cracked pots, just so that we have more that we can make and use. So I'm also going to go ahead and buy that. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to get from him. And the next thing we want to do is look at our map. And if you remember, this symbol on the map is where we can pick up another map fragment. So we're going to go ahead and run over and get that. But you do want to be careful. And I'm going to kind of go slowly this way. And you will see why momentarily. Right there. So there's an enemy down at the end of this field that is shooting giant arrows at us, and we are going to go and deal with that right now. But I think we're in a safe spot right here, so let's quickly take a look at the map fragment for the Weeping Peninsula. So the name of this little area continent is called the Weeping Peninsula. The peninsula to Limgrave south is named for its unceasing rainfall, redolent of lament. Let me read that one as well. Let's take a look at the map again, and that is the Weeping Peninsula. So zoomed in, it looks like it's a fairly large area, and there is a lot to do. But compared to Limgrave, it's like half the size. So it shouldn't take us nearly as long to get through this. But for now, I would recommend sticking as close as you can to the right side wall so you can avoid those arrows that he's shooting at you. Down here we have another field of tarnished golden sunflowers. I don't think that the arrows can hit you up here. You can go through the middle towards him, and there's plenty of architecture and things that you can hide behind to avoid shooting, or avoid his shooting. So it should be okay. Let's wait right here. There we go. So it's another one of those giant golems. This is another one that has only about half of its health. But instead of the melee giant axe or halberd that the other one had. Oh, I thought that had staggered him. There we go. Oh, come on. Unlike the other one, oh, I ran to the wrong side. He has giant arrows and the golem's bow. He can still stomp you, so do be careful. Just because he has that bow doesn't mean that he can't hurt you close up. Alright, and we got great arrows. So it is possible for him to drop the giant bow that he has, but it's a fairly rare drop. So I don't think that there's anything over this way. There's a beach, and there is an item over here and some dogs. We can just rush over and see. Not super worth it, just another golden rune 1. And that's just one of the crimson scarabs, so no need to defeat that one. Alright, so we will be coming back here to this castle, which is Castle Morn. So we're not going to do anything in there quite yet. We'll probably clear out the majority of Weeping Peninsula, and then make our way back here and finish off by going through Castle Morn. And up here, there is another golden seed. Before we head back up to this side of Grace, we want to get a few items that are over here around the castle. So I think there's another one of those sword graveyards here. I believe there's a couple of items on this beach and in this what looks like an acid swamp, which it is, and in this forest. So we're just going to kind of make our way down here and then up the east side of this area. So let's go ahead and start down here by the castle. Not quite as pretty of a view over here, but definitely not ugly. This game is really pretty. I love the art style of everything. It's a cool castle. Alright, let's take a look at this sword graveyard here. The Siege of Castle Morn. A lone hero fights for his vengeance, only to fall at the hand of Lord Godfrey. I am not 100% sure who that is talking about, to be honest with you. I mean, there's obviously Irina's dad, who is up in the castle, but those graveyards, I believe, are canonically very old, so I can't imagine that it's referring to him. So, a little island over there, you can see some jellyfish. We'll get to there later. And let's come up here. There's another turtle there if you want to farm it for some meat. Okay, and there's some jellyfish. And remember, the jellyfish are hostile if they're red. If they're blue, they are not hostile until or unless you hit them. So let's go ahead and get them out of the way so they don't bother us when we're picking up these items. We've got a somber smithing stone 2 and an arteria leaf. This somber 2, I think we already read the description. It was basically the same as the somber ones. And that's it for this little beach area. Now let's go take a look at the poison swamp. And when you're riding Torrent, you will not take poison damage because he is a spectral steed. He, I'm assuming, can't take that kind of damage, so you don't need to worry about that. If you were to hop off of him and walk through there, then it would build up. So hop up here and then across to this other side, and there is a golden room 4 up there, which is definitely worth getting. There's some of the little green slime things that we've come across before, and some more of these poison blooms. I think that we had already found those as well. And just as a heads up, if you ride through this, is it that one? Or this one? It's in between some of the rocks somewhere. Oh, come on. Why is the game wanting to prove me wrong? There's a giant crab that comes out of the ground. Alright, well, the game wants to prove me wrong. I know that there's a crab over here somewhere. But anyway, now that we've done that, let's go on up into this little forested area. And there should be there it is. Another scarab beetle. So we'll go ahead and crouch and come around to this side so we can sneak up on it. Or you can get it from a distance with magic if you want. So this one is going to drop the Poison Mist. And that is an incantation that releases Poison Mist before the caster. You do need a faith score of 12 to use it. Release a poisonous mist before the caster. This incantation can be cast while in motion. Those who dwell within poison know rot all too well. The death that begets life that comes all equally. That is to say, it is the cycle of rebirth put into practice. I know I've said this before, but I love the item descriptions in this game and all of FromSoft's games. They're just so good. Even though I don't understand all of them, it's just so cool. They're very well written, very well worded. Okay, looks like there was a bear over here. Yeah, there it is. Might as well go ahead and take it down and get some crafting items. Get some hefty beast bone. Don't believe there was any items to pick up over here. We'll check up along the coast momentarily. Thanks, man. Alright, sorry for that little pause break. I had a visit from my son. If I decided to leave it in, the scream was from him, not from me. Alright, so there's really nothing up here. There just happened to be a... bear. There just happened to be one of those skulls. So as you can see, the bears here are a little bit more difficult to beat. They do have more health hit points. So I mean, their attacks and everything are going to be the same, but just kind of proof that we're in a little bit higher of an area, or higher level of an area. Okay, and there's going to be another one of these misbegotten over here. This one has a lot more health than the others that we fought, and he does have a big axe, so be careful, he can be pretty strong. So he's over here by that smithing stone 1. And then we can go ahead and drop back down, and now we have done everything that we intended to do over here. So let's go back to the merchant. We'll take the spirit spring up here. There's going to be an item here and a tower up here. So we'll go ahead and take care of those. And that should be enough for this episode. Alright, health-wise and everything, I think we're good. We don't really need to rest. If you feel like you need to, then obviously go ahead and do that. And I definitely don't have enough. So aim for this tower here. So there's an item up here we want to get. But what I was saying is, if you feel like you want to level up, go ahead and do that. I just didn't have nearly enough points. So we just picked up the Great Turtle Shield, which is actually a very good medium shield and fun for cosplaying if you want to play as a Ninja Turtle. It's a shield fashioned from a great turtle shell. The natural curve helps it contend with foes' attacks. The turtle is a symbol of tirelessness, and this shield boosts stamina recovery speed. And it has Barricade Shield, which is a skill made famous by Sir Needhart. Focus your energy into the shield, temporarily hardening it to deflect greater blows. Cool. So let's equip it real quick. And it does require 14 strength to use properly. I don't know if that just means for the Barricade Shield, because I mean you can still use it and block with it. It's kind of cool. But then if you two-hand your weapon, it goes on your back and you are now a Ninja Turtle. We'll come over here and get this item, which is a Warming Stone. These are pretty cool. It uses FP, but it will continuously heal nearby allies. So if you are in a pinch and you're out of heals with your FP or HP flasks, and you have some Warming Stones, you can toss one on the ground. So it's a ruin fragment, blessed with an incantation of the 2 fingers, craftable item. Uses FP to generate warmth, continuously restoring the HP of those nearby. It is said that the Erd Tree was once as warm as the gentle sun, and would gradually heal all who bathed in its rays. So we'll go ahead and use one just to kind of show you what it does. So you drop it on the ground, and then if you're standing within that radius of it, it will heal your hit points. And this does work for summons. It works in cooperative multiplayer. Honestly, I doubt that it would work in competitive multiplayer. That would be kind of weird if you put a healing thing on the ground and it healed your enemies. So let's go ahead and fill up our FP, and then we want to come around to this side of the tower. There's some wolves in front of it. We'll go ahead and take them down, and then we'll see what the tower has to offer. There we go. Okay, so perfect example now that I haven't been able to show yet. If you noticed when I rolled how much slower it is, that's because I have on the turtle shield, and that put me up to a heavy load. So you can see just how much it slows you down when you're trying to roll. So that's why I prefer to stay at a medium equip load. Okay, so we'll take a look at that in just a second. I want to make sure that there are no more wolves around. Okay, there's a couple up there, but nothing else close to this tower. I don't think there's anything to interact with up here. So this is called Oridus's Rise. I feel like we've seen that name before on one of the items. Was it the scroll? No, that was Olivinus, that one. Olivinus Conspectus. Sorcery. This one? No. Can't remember. I'm pretty sure that we had already seen that name, but anyway, let's go ahead and examine this. Seek 3 wise beasts. Alright, so what this does then is it makes these like apparition spirits of turtles appear, and we do need to destroy them in order to unlock the tower. So just one hit with your weapon, like just a normal attack. So the first one is going to be right there on the path. The second one is going to be over here hiding in these trees, and the third is going to be around the other side in this little pond. And you'll see as we approach the pond, you'll see a splash right there, and that's where the third one is. So now the seal on the rise has opened, so now we'll be able to enter that tower. Let's go do that real quick. And there's nothing down here other than this painting, which is kind of cool. It actually looks kind of like a tower that we're going to be going to within the next episode or two. Let's climb up here and get the item, and then we'll probably end the episode. This was around where I was planning to end anyway. Go ahead and climb up to the top of these stairs. Do be careful, because it is easy to fall if you're not paying close attention. So we'll get this, and we now have a memory stone. So if you remember, the Twin Maiden husks in the Round Table Hold did have one of those to sell, but it was 3,000 or 5,000 runes, and I didn't have enough to buy it. We will get it eventually, but basically what it does is it increases our memory slots. It is a black, lightly beguiling stone, prized by the sorcerers who produce them. Increases memory slots. Said to be a fragment of the black moon that once hung above the Eternal City. Very interesting. Alright, so then if we go back here into the status screen, you can see in the middle where I have the 2 spells equipped. You can see I have now a 3rd spot open. So that memory slot, or that memory stone, unlocked another spot for us to equip a spell. So we'll be able to put a third spell on if we wanted to do that. So be careful coming up here. Just make sure that you hit the button to grab the ladder and go down. I think that fall could probably kill you, so be aware of that. The next thing we're going to do to find a good stopping point is ride north over here by these ruins. Pick up these items and come here to the site of grace. So next time we are going to continue up here. We'll clear out this section of the forest, which there's not a whole lot to do. We'll come over here and do this side of the forest, and then down here there's going to be a catacomb that we will clear out as well. So I hope you have enjoyed it. It's always fun going into new areas and seeing new things, new enemies. This area is a lot of fun, especially once we get over to the west side of this continent. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we'll get and fun things that we can do. So thanks again for joining me. I hope you're enjoying this. I will see you next time.